What up, peeps? It's your girl, Dash, coming back to your funeral takes. Well, you guys, it's that time again. It's movie news time. There's a couple of things I want to discuss. I will say this, didn't do one last weekend. Like I stated, every now and then it's just kind of repetitive with a couple of the movie delays, but a couple of things I just really wanted to get into that I didn't get the chance to get an update on, and now some information is coming out. And also talk about a couple of new things that are in the works for movies and also a TV show. No, we don't do too much TV on this particular one, but this particular TV show, I'm excited about it. Now, also, just a little bit update on what's happening in regard to the movie theater. So, you know what, let's go ahead and just jump right in it. This, of course, circulating around, again, movie theaters, like, you know, dealing with AMC and Regal. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I talked to you guys about how we're basically just waiting to see with everything that's going on with the pandemic, if, in fact, they're going to open in July. Now, it still seems to be where they're heading. We'll have to see if they are going to be accurate in that actually happening. As you all have living on a rock, watching the news, some states are slowly easing back into opening it up, but then they're only doing it with a, 25% capacity. Not a really good thing right there, because in regards to the amount of money they were used to making prior to this happening and the situation affecting them starting when they had to close most of the business down in March, you know, they're not going to, there's no money to be had with only a 25% capacity. I don't foresee that being a good thing, and I feel like not everybody's going to be jumping up right away to go back. You know me, as much as I love movies, I want to go back. I'm going to be hesitant right away. I need to see how they're going to go about this, the criteria, you know, how often are they definitely keeping the space cleaned, you know, checking, you know, like I said, people wearing masks around, whatever, and all, just feeling a little bit on edge. That first outing at the theater, people around you, or like I said, are they going to have spaces in between some of the seatings if you're reserving them online? You know, what's going to be the overall, you know, guidelines of how they're going to do this per se. Now, I know another thing that's been happening, if you all remember in March, there was a couple of things that came out. And I know some movies that went straight to VOD, like a couple movies did come out, like, say, for instance, The Invisible Man. I saw that at the theater prior to them yanking it, and eventually they put it on. The same thing with the movie The Hunt. I know some people definitely enjoyed those for the simple fact that, yes, The Hunt had already get pushed, and then when this happened, they're like, okay, we need to find a way, in some ways, honestly, to recoup that money, because we got to put this movie out. And I think in the end it worked, and it worked very well also with The Invisible Man. They made some good money in the theaters, and also once it was put on there for you to rent it for, like, say, for instance, 48 hours? You know, I even rented it for a family member, and they enjoyed it, and I got to enjoy it again myself, watching it 2 more times. So yes, I know some companies like Universal are doing that as well in regards to it. I know they did that with, Trolls, World Tour. And I think they did very well when they decided to do VOD. Now, I know movie theaters are not too happy with that, and rightfully so. When they look at it, it's not a good business practice. It's not, you know, you feeling like you have a good partnership or transparency with a company when you're working together with the movie theaters in regards to your movie releases. Now, they are closed. There's nothing they can do at the moment. Now, granted, you want them to hold tight and wait to see what's going to happen, but let's just be real. When you're dealing with movies, and especially a large amount of money that went into making these movies, they're going to try to find a way to get as much of that money back as they possibly can. With all the movies that have been delayed or have been pushed to 2021, some movies that are going to be getting filmed in 2021 are being pushed to 2022. You know, what's to say what's going to happen? And it's kind of like you want to feel for both parties, you know, the movie companies, of course, and then the movie theaters. They don't want to be closed. They are recouping. I know I feel bad for, you know, Cinemark, Regal, and AMC. You know, these are some of the main ones a lot of people do go to watch movies. Those are their staple spots. And if they're not doing it, they're closed. You know, most of the staff's not working. Managers trying to figure out ways to, you know, bring people back. Like I stated a couple weeks ago, how they might open it back up slowly and start showing some, you know, movies like, you know, trilogies of, say, for instance, maybe Star Wars, maybe Back to the Future. You know, certain movies that people kind of, you know, loved and enjoyed growing, whatever and all. They kind of ease them back in slowly before they pull it out. But there are some movies that are wanting to come out, like I stated, later this year, later this summer. I know one of them I want to get into is Christopher Nolan's Tenet. Now, he's one of the ones who's truly trying to stay firm with his date. Now, already got moved was Wonder Woman 84. I'd already talked about that last week. It went from June, now it's in August. Now with Tenet, They're coming out supposedly July, I think July the 17th. They're staying firm. I know that the CEO of IMAX says Christopher Nolan really feels very strongly about this. He wrote, to Congress to find their ways to deal with this. But the fact remains is that anything can happen that will have to cause you to move your movie. Another person who tried to do that, it was Vin Diesel with Fast and Furious, but he lost that battle and he moved his baby till April of 2021, and he knew what to do. He wants to recoup that money. Those movies from that franchise make a rack of money. So in the end, he's going to go with the sense of knowing, let me not do this, because if they push it, whatever, you want people to enjoy the movies, and they're going to once we're back in the theaters. Now, for Tenet, this is what they're stating in regards to this. I just want to note was something what the CEO said, and he was just like, in regards to, Christopher Nolan and just trying to push the movie, and really stand firm with it. He was just like, IMAX has incorporated a number of remote tools into our workflow to make it safe for a select few staff members to access the theaters, allowing them to keep the movie on track to make it a tentative date this summer, which, of course, like I said, in July. Now, again, things can change. I haven't heard anything about the date being moved, anything. So it seems like July is still a thing. So they're trying their best to be like one of the first ones to kind of get people back into the theaters. And I mean, he's a very well-loved, director, Let's just talk about the Dark Knight trilogy. Once you say his name, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Inception. I mean, I could really go on. So I do want to see it. The trailer, when I did the reaction to it, my mind was blown. So I would love to see that. And that would be one of those ones I would definitely enjoy seeing if it comes out in July. I'm going to keep my tabs on this, whichever, because it seems like, as weeks go by, things keep changing in regards to dates for certain movies that we were all expecting to come out this year. And I just like to kind of keep abreast to that so I can at least know that. So like I always state to you guys, when I know more, you'll know more. So hopefully we'll know something about this and if it's going to stay like that, because we're in May. So we're literally right 2 months out, on that. So again, I will keep posted on that one. Now, let me just kind of go through a couple of the movies that I discussed last week that were basically on hold, where I didn't know the dates have been changed or not. I brought up one being Antebellum. We're getting information on that one now. It's going to be moved now from April now to August. Clearly, we are in May. So it's going to be August 21st, 2020. We'll have to see if it's still going to come out in August. Again, depends on if most theaters in most states are going to actually open around that time, whichever. So fingers crossed for that, because if not, I'm going to tell you like this. If they don't push this until next year and they decide to just do VOD, then that's probably what's going to happen. And I'm going to watch it either way, but some, you just want to watch certain movies that they're on your anticipated list. You want to watch them in the theaters. It just, it's just a full experience. So, but I'm looking forward to it. I want to see Janelle Monáe, being that she's, of course, the lead in this movie and she's doing her thing. And I'm just hyped for her just to see, she's done so much work, and she's just building her body of work in acting, and she's doing an amazing job. So I'm looking forward to hers, and this her being kind of like a horror type of movie. I'm totally here for that. Now, another one that I discussed briefly that we still didn't know about was Spiral, the Book of Saw, of course, starring Chris Rock. And now we look like we have a new date. It's going from July 17th now to May 21st, 2021, my birthday month. Yay. So yes, I am looking forward to that. I was bummed when they pushed it back. But again, it's nothing wrong with that. Again, it's going to be a lot of stuff coming out in 2021, you guys. We are literally jam-packed with everything that I was excited and hyped for this year. It's all being literally moved to 2021. So it's just like I'm going to make a full list of all of them so I can keep track of all the dates. But I'm definitely hyped to see this. Definitely horror. All about Saw. I'm here for it. It's going to be epic. The trailer was good. I cannot wait. Plus Samuel L. Jackson's in it. You all remember the trailer, how he cannot not cuss. So I'm just looking forward to seeing that. Another one that I was kind of wondering, because this particular person is working on 2 different films, and this has to do with Keanu Reeves' movie John Wick 4. They were in the beginning stages of the movie. And with this whole change of what's happening with his movie, because he's doing that when he's also doing, oh gosh, I'm about to lose my train of thought, Matrix 4. So we have John Wick 4 and Matrix 4. So pretty much they're on standalone in regards to, you know, figuring out what's going on, whatever. So John Wick's basically been pushed back because I think he's working on Matrix 4 first, of course, with, you know, a lot of the, you know, some of the old cast coming back and some new cast, and I'm excited about that. It's looking like the date is going from May 2021 now to May 27, 2022. So definitely keep it in the May theme here. And yeah, I'm hyped, and I'm like, remember at the time they were both going to be coming out around the same time, like it was going to be competition. It was just like, y'all need to move those babies apart, because some people, as much as don't get me wrong, I love me some John Wick, but the first one I was going to see if I had to choose between the two was going to be Matrix 4, because it has been a long minute. We didn't think we would ever get a fourth installment, so yeah. But yes, I'm here for it. I'm looking forward to, you know, continuation on the character, you know, seeing, because we saw how the last one ended with Antebellum, and it's definitely some unfinished business. So yes, the dates for that. So yeah, look at that. We're moving into 2022. Look at that. That was when they were going to be coming out, whatever. Everything's being pushed back. Of course, no sets are actually working right now, so everything definitely has to be pushed back. It's going to be real interesting. Anything that was trying to come out in 2021 late or 2022, everything from those years going back. I don't know how this is going to change the overall dynamic of a lot of movies that were set in certain schedules, whichever, but, you know, hey, that's just the thing that goes along with, you know, good old Hollywood. So another one that's gotten pushed back, and this one I was kind of bummed because I was really hyped to see it this year. Of course, we have an actual poster for it as well. They put out a small little video on this, and this is to do with Venom 2. Let There Be Carnage. Now, I'm definitely excited for this one. Of course, it's being directed by Andy Serkis. I'm so beyond hyped to see him put his stamp on this. You know, I am a fan of his body of work. Oh my God, I love me some Andy Serkis. And then, of course, you know, Tom Hardy, Woody Harrelson's in this. You know, Michelle Williams is coming back. I mean, it's just going to be epic. It's going to be, I cannot wait to see Venom go toe-to-toe with Carnage. It's going to be awesome. Now, the date for this one was supposed to have been, they claimed October of this year, but it looks like it's going to be June 25th, 2021. So I'm like, okay, nothing wrong with that. Again, a plethora of stuff coming out in 2021. It's all good. I was bummed because I really wanted to see a trailer. We're not getting any of that now. If we had gotten it, it would have been during Comic-Con. As you all know, when I discussed a couple weeks ago, that has been canceled. So all the things we wanted to see, like in regards to seeing anything like a teaser during Comic-Con, we're not getting. Bummed about that, but that's okay. It'll be worth the wait, I feel, once we get it. So it's all good. I'm here for it. I'm looking forward to whatever you're going to give us. We probably won't get anything for that now until going into actually, what, maybe January, February, maybe December, and then like a squeak little teaser, whatever, and all that, and then get us, you know, a real trailer. But it's all good. I'm here for it, whatever. I'm patient. I've waited many times for many movies, whatever, over a year, whatever, so it is what it is. Same thing, Morbius, perfect example. You see what happened with that, because that's one, all these different standalone films, you know, culminating with Spider-Man through Sony, this being one, of course, Morbius. Already told y'all how that's coming out in March of 2021. You know, it is what it is. I'm glad we did get a teaser trailer. Now, I know the next trailer we'll get, I'll be hyped to see it, because what's going to happen with that, we'll get to see a better reveal of him as Morbius. That was number one on my most anticipated. I have been wanting this for over a year and a half when they were discussing in the beginning process of, you know, who was coming on board, Jared Leto being, you know, at the helm. Then, of course, you know, knowing that was Tyrese is in this, you know, all that good stuff. And I was just so beyond hyped to see this, whatever. So that teaser trailer had me sealed, and I already know I'm going to be there day one. I'm already going to see that thing multiple times. Once will definitely not be enough for me. So yes, those two. And then also, just speaking of the standalone movies in regards to, you know, pertaining to, you know, little villains, you know, arch villains against Spider-Man. I know that we don't have any word what's going to be happening with Spider-Man, you know, Homecoming 3. You know, we know that, you know, Tom Holland's, you know, going to be working on that. I know this is all going to be interesting if he's going to be, you know, in the Venom 2 movie. That would be nice if he is. And of course, in what capacity. I said that before. The hype is real. And some people, with the way Morbius had their trailer showing, you know, Spider-Man being a murder, they better not play with people, because a lot of people love him some Spider-Man. It will be nice and hype to see, you know, Tom Holland, you know, if he's just Peter Parker and whatever, just to get people all sold up and hype. Then do Spider-Man 3, and then after that we have another, you know, Morbius 2 or whatever and all that, and they go toe to toe. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. I'm totally here for that. So yes, I'm just looking forward to just seeing these movies next year. Those two definitely standalone, Venom 2 and Morbius. So yes. Now another one that has been pushed back is, of course, Thor 4, excuse me, Love and Thunder. I am beyond hyped to see that. I love Thor 3 Ragnarok. That one was hysterical. Action, the funny. I love me some Chris Hemsworth, Tessa Thompson, Jeff Goldblum. It's hysterical. I just love that movie. Love that movie. And of course, Hulk, you know, aka Mark Ruffalo playing the Hulk. Just, oh my god, it was just such a good movie. And I just love that, you know, Waititi's coming back to do the 4th installment. We're going to, of course, get Tessa Thompson again. We're going to get now Natalie Portman's coming back in her character, definitely. And then also the villain in the movie is going to be played by Christian Bale. God, I cannot wait to see exactly which villain he's playing. We still don't know which, you know, intergalactic supervillain he's going to be. I'm ready to know which one, but it's going to be a minute. Now that it's been pushed, let me note the date. It was supposed to be November 2021. Now it's going to be February 11th, 2022. And let me just state, on a recent magazine interview, Waititi kind of went into more details. So let me just read what he said. He says, "We're still writing Love and Thunder, and I think it's good to just keep writing, and then, you know, we'll have a really, really good script. And with writing, especially, you should use as much of the time as possible to get your story right, because you never really get it later on." True. Film is an industry where you're always complaining about not having enough time. I think right now we've given ourselves a huge amount of time to work on all sorts of things, so we may as well use it. Yes, again, pandemic, if people are writing on certain scripts, whatever and all that, you know what, this is the perfect time to just get that right. So when they get ready to come back to start, you know, production on any films or movies that we're talking about, you know, they'll be ready to go full throttle and just, you know, give us their best work. And he did a great job with Thor 3, so I'm not even worried about that. I'm like, come on now. And of course, you know, him getting, you know, his Oscar for Jojo Rabbit, I'm like, I'm not even worried. I really need to see that. My apologies, no judgment there. So yes, I'm here for this. Again, keeping just tabs or anything else that's going to pop up with this particular movie, but it looks like most casting in this one is basically done. It's just a matter of when they're going to start the actual production, but they have a rack of time now. I most foresee this definitely being something that's going to probably start up maybe spring of next year, early, depending on how the rest of this year goes in regards to how the situation with the pandemic goes and how the movie theaters are going to start opening back up, and we're going to start getting slowly easing into some sort of normalcy. Nothing will truly ever be normal again in regards to everyday, you know, events, life, whatever, with all the things that have been affected. But we'll find a way to movies to be one of those things that we can still feel like, you know, that's our, you know, little escapism, and just enjoy it for what it is. So, but yes, definitely one of those ones I'm looking forward to. So basically that is it. We're just a little bit on the movies, you know, that have been, you know, on hold, but now we have some definite dates or whichever. Just want to kind of throw that out there first. Just want to get into a couple of last little bit of stuff before I wrap this baby up. Now this one I'm looking forward to because a particular director is going to be attached to this, and that's James Wan. And let me note this one. This is basically about a time travel kind of, you know, epic film he's going to be making called Hunting Season. Now let me give you a little bit of, you know, a little bit of a synopsis on this. This is from the novel by a person called Frank M. Robinson. He wrote the actual novel to this particular movie, and it says the film will be set sometime in the future, and it will follow a law officer who is declared an enemy of the state and sentenced to be executed. By that society's methods of choice sent to the past, where they're all there to he's being stalked by a posse, excuse me. The officer will be forced to adjust his new reality and find a way to survive. Now, they're comparing it kind of like it's going to be considered like a sci-fi type of film. Totally here for that. And honestly, James Wan is kind of branching out. It's not everything is all straight horror anymore with him. He can do a little bit of everything, hence, of course, Aquaman, whatever. So I'm excited at the premise of him doing something else, you know, something along those lines, a little bit with a little lace of horror, whatever. But this is definitely science fiction, but I'm here for it. Now, another person's going to be on this. The writer named Derek Kolstad is going to be coming on to help him write this actual movie. I'm excited about that because he definitely has worked on, John Wick movies. He did John Wick, Chapter 2 and then Chapter 3 Parabellum. And he's also a writer on Disney Plus's Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So right there was enough for me. So I feel like it's in capable hands in regards to getting a good good story out of this for when he does the script. So that right there has me beyond hyped to actually see this movie. And like I said, James Wan's attached to it. Like I always state with certain directors, when I know they're working on a certain, you know, whatever type of work, whatever and all that, if I've already seen a plethora of their work and I enjoy it, I don't really need a lot to go on whichever. I will most likely basically go out and support them and watch the movie. And he's one of those ones, honestly, I don't seem to have a problem with that. So that's all great and good for me. But definitely excited about that. And I like that he's going to be directing it, but somebody else is going to be writing it. Normally he likes to take both, you know, hats and, you know, do that. But this is refreshing to see that he likes to work with other people and do other things. He doesn't always have to be the one doing all of that, which I love. So I love that. And it just gives the other person another opportunity to, you know, to tell a story. You know, I love the creativeness on that aspect. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm excited to see who's going to be actually cast in this. Gosh, there's so many different people they can use. So I'm going to keep my tabs and see exactly who will be cast once we start getting more information. I feel like as the time goes on, the next couple of months, we might get a little bit more information. Definitely no production is going to be starting on this no time soon, so I'm not even going to worry about that. But yes, this looks like this will be something I'm definitely going to go see. And I like the fact that it says time travel, so that's going to make it even more exciting just to see how the technology they're going to use for this movie will look. So moving on from that. Now this one, I'm excited because since I brought up Falcon and the Winter Soldier, aka thinking about Sebastian Stan playing Winter Soldier, it's interesting how Sebastian Stan is vying for a particular role for definitely one of the classic monsters, you know, characters for the movie Dracula. Now that has me definitely radar going up. I already am loving what, of course, you know, Jason Blum is doing, you know, with Universal, doing the standalone films, whatever. You already know how I felt. We talked about this off and on for the last year and a half to 2 years about the Dark Universe and how things, you know, didn't do really well. Cruz at the helm with his, and it's kind of went a certain way, whichever. Nothing to take against him because he's still doing his thing with other movies, but the potential was there. When we saw the photo they put out of all the different people who could play different characters, like what is it? Javier Bardem might be considered for Frankenstein. You know, who is it? Oh gosh, Angelina Jolie for Bride of Frankenstein. Of course, you know, Johnny Depp at the time considering, you know, possibly for Dracula. Of course, you know, who was it? Just so many different people they were, you know, considering for different particular characters. You know, like for Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. The Mummy. So the fact that, you know, we finally got The Invisible Man, which I'm so happy that it was, you know, critically acclaimed. You know, it had a small budget and it made over 100 and almost close to 130 million. And then of course, like I stated, it went on VOD and it still did very well. A lot of people liked it. I saw it, you know, twice at the theater. I enjoyed both times going there, and it was just done very well. That they're going to keep, you know, the excitement for us to see other, you know, standalone films. Now, the Dracula's being, you know, kind of floated around prior to this whole shutdown with the, you know, the movie companies right now because of the pandemic, and now Sebastian Stan wants to put his, you know, self into the fold, whatever and all that. The director who will be attached to this, let me get her name correctly, her name is Karen Kasuma. She actually worked with him on the movie Destroyer with him and Nicole Kidman. Good movie. So I'm curious to see if that will sway her, if she considers enough. He did state that he spoke with her. He reached out to her, and let me tell you what he said. And he was just like, you know, I already emailed her about it. And I said, hey, you know, I'm from Romania, right? And she says, yes, it's very early, and there's a pandemic. Hopefully we'll see you in 4 years. LOL. So yes, that will be interesting, and that's good that she's in his mind in regards to as a consideration for the character. You know, that will be interesting. But there are other people who could, you know, vie for that, whatever and all that. But the fact that she has a particular, you know, relationship with him in regards to, you know, personal, you know, working with him personally, you know, on another film, that gives him a little bit of edge. So we'll have to see how that would turn out. I'm trying to visualize him as playing Dracula. His overall look and appearance, he's definitely a little bit extra bulked up for Winter Soldier. So I don't know if it's going to have to, you know, not do so much bulk up in the look for Dracula, because he ain't that muscular. So yeah, he'd have to bring it down a little bit, and overall the aesthetics, the overall appearance of his, you know, look for that character. But it's a possibility he could be. But I'm gonna tell you like this: it's gonna be some competition for some people who want to vie for that. The way Blumhouse is, you know, doing really well in a horror genre area, you know, they're picking the people they feel are the best fit, and they have not honestly done so bad, and maybe one or two here, but other than that, everyone else, they seem to be on the ball when it comes to figuring out who's the best to be cast. So I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed for him. That will be nice, but like I stated, I mean, we'll have to just see. So I'm gonna keep my eyes, you know, just peeled to whatever information we get for this particular one. I'm not gonna, you know, jump the gun with this one. Like I said, it's in early stages. We don't know what's going to be going on with this one, but I like that he's just gonna let me go ahead and put it in her mind. I might send her another email to remind her again that we did discuss this, you know, briefly, and also she doesn't forget about me. Like, hey, over here, you know how they do. So, but yes, this is one I'm definitely gonna keep my eyes on. I'm excited because at least we know that's probably the next one in line. I want to see a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde one. I would love to see the Creature of the Black Lagoon, definitely a Frankenstein, the Bride of Frankenstein. I really would love for Angelina Jolie to do that one. That would be awesome to see. So fingers crossed for those particular characters being cast for these particular ones. Like I said, Harvey Arabottom, you know, to believe Frankenstein, whichever. Just my personal opinion, because when I saw those pictures with that full set of them all together, I said I can foresee those particular two right there. No issue there. So okay, fingers crossed on that. So moving on, the last one I want to discuss, I'm excited at the thought of this one. This is the one I said it has to do pertain to a TV show, and this is based off of a horror classic, one of my all-time favorite horrors. It was in my top 5 within when I did my video over almost 2 years ago. Yeah, I think it was about almost 2 years ago. And I'm just here for this. This has to do with Hellraiser. Oh my God, to hear the news that Hellraiser, a TV show, is being, you know, considered to come to HBO. All I can say is this: the Cenobites on TV on a weekly basis, I just can't fathom. Oh my gosh. Okay, first off, I'm excited because I remember when it first came out back in '87. I was a teen, early teen, and I'm gonna tell you like this: that thing, I wasn't traumatized, but it creeped me the hell out. And of course, Pinhead, played by Doug Bradley. I'm not worthy. I love Doug Bradley playing that character. I love the first two. After that, it was just like, I wasn't feeling the other ones. I just was not feeling. I know they tried to do some sort of like a semi reboot a couple of years ago. I saw the trailer. It was some garbage. I was not here for. It just was not the same. And just to know that we're in the stages of doing somewhat of a reinvention and bringing it back, but then bringing it back into television, and then of all the channels, HBO, because I love when they just, you know, out the gate, just out the box with that. Kudos. You know, they're one of my favorite channels anyway, so this makes me very happy. Now, I'm curious also when they cast, oh my God, I can't wait to know who's going to be cast in these particular characters. Oh my goodness. I'm just hyped. Now, also the person who's going to be attached to this at first to direct the pilot for the, of course, first episode is David Gordon Green. I'm hyped about that as well because first and foremost, he directed Halloween, of course, the one that just came back in regards to Jamie Lee Curtis. He also has his hands in the next two of the overall storytelling, which is going to be Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. So right there, I'm not even worried about just the writing and the directing because I already know if he's coming from that, I feel like it's in capable hands. That pilot has to be epic because I'm going to tell you like this, it has to be good. Secondly, I'm curious as to how the story is going to progress. Now, the way they do it in the movies, you already see how it was done. You know, they get the cube, whatever, and all that. Somebody's messing with, have no business messing with it, and it opens up a floodgates. This one, you're going to continue telling a story. So it depends on how the story is going to flow. It's going to introduce us to another character towards the end of that particular season to go into a second season to keep the story flowing. That's going to be the way I'm trying to picture how the story is going to be told for every season. How many seasons are they going to want to do? Are they going to do 3 or are they going to do 4? It depends on how good that first season is and how good that story flows. It has to flow effortlessly. I'm not even playing. I'm all for some good gore and horror and all that, but please don't dumb us down, horror fans, and not give us something in regards to a good storyline, because I'm going to be pissed. And they will butcher them in any review and commentary, literally, and HBO is not going to be feeling. They will snatch that baby off there and probably don't even finish the last, you know, of whatever is left of whatever season, being the first season, whatever. They will put something in the place of it just to, as a filler to make you just act like, did that actually happen? We've been there, done that on many different premium channels. So, you know, it is what it is. But that is my take. I really want to see what's going to happen with the story. Like I stated, that pilot is, I'm glad that's the person doing the pilot. That's a good, you know, confirmation that I feel very confident about that, you know, being a good TV show. Also, again, casting. Who is going to be cast as Pinhead, the leader? That definitely is going to play a part into this. Yeah, I expect some gore. Don't hold it back. And this comes on, I feel like this will be one of those shows that will be going late, similar to like shows that are not horror, but drama based, whatever, gets really risque after 10. This makes me want to, I have HBO Go, but I might have to go back to adding that baby back on. I was trying to lessen my bill, but now that I know this is coming out, before it comes out, I might have to say, you know what, we might need to add this back, because I might not be able to wait a day later for it to be up so I can watch it. I'm going to watch it that night, but I'm not going to, I got a little time on that. So this is just in the beginning stages, but I'm liking the information we're getting about this. This truly has me freaking hyped to watch this. So yes, I will keep my tabs on this, and I look forward to hearing any other news that they give us on this. And like I stated, I pray it does very well, and I hope they knock it out of the park. That pilot episode, I want my mind blown. I want my mind blown to the point where you're going to have me on Twitter or Instagram, whatever, putting up a quick little video talking about how literally traumatized I am watching what I did. Now granted, the first Hellraiser did it back then, so just stay true and faithful to it. Then they shouldn't have no problem, and they'll have an invested, you know, follower of the show. And damn it, to the point where I'll get a damn shirt. I'll be repping the shirt every night that thing comes on. Let me stop. So, but that is basically it, you guys. I just wanted to come on here real quick, do a little bit of movie news. Comment below on anything I discuss, you know, just kind of, you know, put your 2 cents in there. I always like to, you know, engage you guys in the comment section, see how you all feel. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next movie news. You guys take care.